Welcome to the very first episode of the Dreaming Language Revealed. As you're about to fall asleep, I'd like to take this opportunity to chat with you about an often overlooked but potentially very useful tool in our health and wellness arsenal. And this is our dreams. Most people will recall at least one dream in their lifetime, yet science tells us that we all dream every night, and sometimes more than one dream a night. We're just not remembering it, which made me question, why would our body spend so much energy and resources in creating these nightly dreams if it's not meant for conscious processing? Could this have a potential biological or physiological function? If so, how do I go about proving this? And this started my 30-year journey into the study of dreams. In these 30 years, I've studied the dreams of thousands of individuals across varying social, economical, and geographic backgrounds. And I discovered something remarkable. We all have the same dreams, whether it's dreaming of flying, falling, losing our teeth, meeting deceased relatives, etc. The same dream themes keep reoccurring in the human population irrespective of social, cultural, or economic backgrounds. Furthermore, these same dream themes are not unique to people who are around today. These are the same dream themes that are observed in people who died thousands of years ago, further reinforcing the notion that our dreams may have a potential biological or physiological function, which led to a simple and yet powerful idea. What if our dreams are a structured visual language used by our brain to communicate with the body? I also observed that people with similar health problems tend to share the same images. This I found quite fascinating and potentially very useful, and I'll give you an example. About 10 years ago, on a Saturday morning, I arrived at work and got a message on my answering machine. A client had called to tell me that she wanted to discuss the dreams of her brother who lives overseas. For people who know me, this is not unusual because often people will call me to discuss dreams of family or friends because they know that I'm interested in collecting dreams as well as linking them to potential health issues. So when I finally was able to get hold of the client, she mentioned that her brother had a dream in which he was on the second floor of his home and was trying to descend a series of steps to go towards the ground floor. When halfway down the steps, he noticed that the rest of the steps were missing. Furthermore, he noticed that the ground floor was flooded with dark, murky water. He was a bit concerned about the source of flooding and the potential leak and wanted to investigate, so he dived into the water, and that was when he woke up from the dream. Hearing this, I was a bit concerned because his dream identified 3 potential icons that I believe are significant according to the dreaming language hypothesis that I've developed. These 3 icons are the missing steps, the dark, murky water, and the act of diving into the dark, murky water. According to this dreaming language hypothesis, the missing step may signify a breakdown in a normal biological or physiological process. For most of us who understand biology and physiology, we recognize that most metabolic processes will follow a stepwise process, whether it's a breakdown of carbohydrates to release energy or the buildup of amino acids to make a protein molecule. They all follow a stepwise process. And any breakdown in any of these steps may result in serious metabolic or digestive issue. Secondly, the dark murky water may suggest inflammation, infection, toxic buildup, etc. Thirdly, the act of diving into the water suggests an active process as well as a loss of vital energy. So I advise the client to contact a brother and encourage him to seek medical help immediately. And this was when the client confessed to me that the brother had already been to the emergency room of a hospital complaining of stomach pain He was observed for 17 hours but then sent home with Panadol. He had fallen asleep soon after arriving home and had woken up from this dream. Hearing this, I explained to the clients that according to my hypothesis, his health issue had not been resolved but may in fact be getting worse. So he should seek medical help immediately, and so the client promised that she was going to contact her brother to relay my concerns. So I didn't hear from her again until after the weekend. So on Monday, I actually initiated a call to the client to inquire about the brother because I wanted some feedback on what's happening with him. She mentioned that she hasn't been able to contact the brother, but he's a young man and might have gone out with friends. I was not that convinced, so I made her promise me that she's going to find a way to contact the brother and keep me updated. And so she mentioned that she has a sister who lives overseas, not too far away from the brother, and she's going to get the sister to visit him at his place. The following day, on a Tuesday, I got a very distressing call from the client. She mentioned that her sister had gone to the brother's place to visit him and couldn't get him to open the door. So she had to call the building manager to open up his unit. And when they went in, they found him in the bathroom deceased. It was later determined that he had died from a serious gastrointestinal infection. The main reason I share this dream is to emphasize a very important point. This young man's dream did not predict his death. It did not foresee the future. It merely reported on his health status. It reported a breakdown in a metabolic process. It reported a potential infection, fluid dysfunction, as well as buildup of toxin. It reported a breakdown in vital energy or loss of vital energy. These are all issues that could have been resolved if the situation was addressed promptly. This is what the dreaming language is about. It's not about prediction, it's not about mysticism, it's not about symbolism. It's about pattern recognition. It's about recognizing symbols that may point to health issues that we could act upon when needed. My name is Adama Kamara, and I'm a physician specializing in traditional Chinese medicine. For over 30 years, I've studied over 150,000 dreams, not for their stories, but to identify patterns, to identify potential biological markers that would help me decipher this dreaming language. In this channel, you learn how to decode the meaning behind the images of your dreams. You learn how to recognize patterns in dreams. And you learn to understand that whether you're dreaming of flying, floating, swimming, or diving, your dreams may mean more than you could imagine. Subscribe to this channel and learn the language that your body already speaks. In the following episode, we're going to discuss why we dream in images and not words or text. Thank you and enjoy your sleep. Good night.